Alright, Olive. While we're waiting on Austin, let's talk. I'll ask you some questions. What's your favorite food? Kibbles and bits? Do you like to go outside and play? Yes, I will. We love it. Oh, you're such a good girl, baby. Mama's little baby. I'm showing the whole world my teeth. Alright. Lindsay W. asks, is the house that you're living in going to be your forever home?
I think we would both probably say, probably not. I think we both kind of have a different vision for what we want long term. I think if we ever were to start a family, it's a little on the small side for that.
Yeah.
It's a little bit on the small side for both of us and all of our stuff, you know.
I mean, it works, but having
It
a
does.
kid would be hard.
It would.
And I love this house, and I think we'll probably be here for the next 5 to 10 years.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely be here for a while. There's no
Yeah,
doubt.
but the 2 sets of stairs get old. Trying to carry a laundry
Yeah.
basket up and down, and Olive biting at your heels, and you're trying not to fall. And if you have to carry,
She's terrible. She'll be right on you as
Yeah.
you're going up the stairs.
yeah, so that definitely gets old.
Yes.
And vacuuming the carpeted stairs, that gets old.
Yeah.
But I do love this house.
Yeah, me too.
Susan,
We're very blessed.
Yes, we are. Sorry to interrupt you there,
Oh,
doll. Susan Howard has a few questions. How did you and Austin meet? How often do y'all visit Austin's family? What does Austin do for a living? And Corey, you seem so simple to please, and what I like about y'all's channel, you 2 girls don't seem to follow other girls. I guess I should say the crowd. My daughter is not a crowd follower either. That's what I love about y'all and how y'all share God in your channel. Thank you. That's really sweet.
So how we met? Do you want to do it or do you want me to say?
Either way, you can say if you want.
So, funny enough, we met online. Which it probably surprises most people.
It surprises me still.
Yeah, it surprises us that that's how it happened too.
Yeah.
But just, you know, we both were having trouble finding people that, you know, we felt we were similar with.
Yeah.
Because I think most people that watch would agree, there's not a lot of people our age that think and act like us, I would say.
At least not here.
Well, I think in most places,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Just my opinion.
I agree.
Maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, we were both having a very hard time finding people like that, so I don't think either one of us, if you would have asked us 6 years ago that we would have tried online dating, I think both of us would have said probably not.
No,
But
I would have been like,
But luckily enough, we both tried it out on the same platform at the same time, and it just pure
lined
luck.
up. Yeah. Well, it was
Pure
God.
luck.
God brought us
Well,
together.
that's for sure. That's
But
for
I know
sure.
what you mean.
Yeah.
It worked out.
Oh, it did.
How often do y'all visit Austin's family?
We try to visit them as much as we can.
Yeah, at least once a month. But Austin
Yeah.
was just there this last weekend
I was
because
just there,
his
but,
sister is going off to college.
That's right. Go Dogs.
Yes.
But yeah, we try to go at least once a month.
Yeah, at least.
We try to see them more than that if possible, and you know they'll come up here every now and then too, and you know we'll go kind of do other things with them, like we went to the beach with them for several days.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
And we're big on family. I love seeing
yeah.
his parents and his brother and sister. So
Oh, and my family's the best too.
they really
So-
are. We really enjoy that. And what do you do for a living? And several people have asked that.
So I am actually a buyer for Snap-on Power Tools. I just started there
January?
So yeah, I hadn't been doing it too long. I buy like raw materials and stuff for the plant, and they, you know, we manufacture tools and stuff there. So yeah,
It's a nice job.
not very glamorous, but
But it's nice, and he's here. It's a nice job, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
here, and there's no traveling,
Yeah.
and that is a blessing.
that's for sure.
Roland Panette. Thank you, Roland. You got a couple questions here. Who does the weekday cooking and the weekend cooking?
So you do most of the weekday cooking.
Yeah.
I think we both chip in most of the time. Though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Weekend cooking just kind of depends.
Kind of depends.
Yeah, just depends on what we're wanting to eat.
Right, and
you know.
depends if we're visiting your folks
Yeah,
or...
that too. Or, you know, sometimes we'll go or eat with your mom and dad.
Yeah,
on the
for
weekend,
sure.
So.
Who does the grilling? That is
I
definitely
do most
Austin.
of the grilling.
Austin does all of the grilling.
Well,
You're way better at that than me.
That's just what I like to do. So.
What are your thoughts on starting a family? That's a good question.
It is. I don't think we really know yet. I think we're kind of not back and forth, but I think we both agree maybe long term that's probably what we want.
Yeah.
But probably not right yet.
No, it's funny. I was just thinking about that on the way over here from Mom and Dad's because I was there helping Mom today. And I used to say, oh, I just don't think I want kids, but now I'm like, I do think I want kids, but not yet. I want to be more established, and we've not even been married for 6 months yet.
Right.
I would like to maybe, be married a couple years before we have kids, but
sure.
I do think, at least from right now, in looking into the foreseeable future, that we would have kids.
I would say so, yeah.
But we do have a kid right now.
And she is just nothing but a baby.
Yeah.
And acts like it sometimes.
For sure. And then Roland also asked, how has marriage changed your relationship with your respective families?
I would say we just see them both a little bit less. I'd say that's really the only thing.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily better or worse. It's just different. It's just different being away from them all the time now.
It is.
So, but hey, that's part of life.
It is. That's just part of it. And we still make a good effort to see them, so I feel good about
it. We both love our families very much, and we love each other's families a lot too. So we definitely try to spend as much time with both of them as we can.
All right, a few more questions here. Beers 1968 says, my question is, would Austin and you ever decide to come to the Big Apple of New York City? I gotta be honest with you, I don't know.
Hank Williams had that in a song.
Yeah, I know. Big Apple.
Yeah.
I don't really know that we'll ever make it there. You've been to New York,
haven't
you?
But I was real young, so I don't know that even counts.
Could...
I wasn't even old enough to even know what was going on for the most part.
Right.
So
I don't know.
I'll be honest. I'm not real interested in that, and I don't mean any offense when I say that. But
I don't. Well, a lot of it is just that we feel like we're limited on time, and if I think about places I want to go, there's so many other places that I can think of maybe that I would rather go. But it would be really neat to get to see that. This is such a different way of life.
There's definitely a lot of cool things there would be to see there, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Hope LaFleur says, how do you handle shopping? Do both of you go together, or is it left up to one person?
It's mostly left up to her.
It's mostly me,
I would be willing to go with you
yeah.
if you went on the weekends, but most of the time you go like on Friday.
Yeah, I hate going on the weekend. Having to go to the grocery store on the weekend is the worst. It's busy, and then that's the weekend. So I try to go super early one morning, like Friday morning, and get that over with. So that way on the weekend we can just have fun. I like this question from Mary L. Is there something you want for your home that you do not have yet? Examples: antique platter, drinking glasses, antique anything. Something you both wish you had but can't find. Odd question maybe, but it popped into my head. I love this question because I'm always thinking of things like this.
This is right up her alley. So
this is just kind of right up my alley. Like, I seen these glasses on the Golden Girls, and they had these little shells on them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to track these down.
I knew it would be that.
Yes, I'm like, I don't even know if they still make these. I found
the couch and throw pillows from the Golden Girls that you found that time.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I wouldn't buy that. It's pretty, but like it's also not my style. And also the what do you call them? The wicker or whatever couches like that are like $10,000.
Yeah, no, that's so no.
But there is things like that, and sometimes I'll see something and be like, oh, that's just perfect. I want to get eventually for the laundry room and a few other places. Like the laundry room window is really small, and we have curtains there now, but they're actually kind of jank because, bless Austin's heart, the rings that wouldn't go over the rod, the rings were too small. But this was smart. Austin just flipped it up the other way around where the seam is sewn at the bottom, where it's hinged, and put it through there. But for that small space, I want to get some kind of crazy vintage pattern for that because it's really small, it's out of the way, it's not like having really crazy pattern curtains here. So I'm gonna look for that. Keep my eye out for those. Pastor Lon, Homestead and Pastor, thank you for submitting your questions. What's yours and Austin's favorite vacation destination individually and as a couple?
Well, I like to say my vacation is hunting.
Yeah, so, Austin does his vacation time.
So it'd be the hunting land for sure.
Yeah.
That's mine. personally.
Yes.
But to go on like a vacation with family and stuff, anywhere at the beach is fine with me. You know.
Yeah.
I like good seafood. Like spending time at the beach. Maybe do a little fishing if you got time.
Yeah. I like to go to the beach. We like to go to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
We have a really nice friend who lets us stay at his place. We really appreciate that. It's actually in Garden City, and
Yes.
it's a really nice little place that we've been getting to go for the last couple of years, and we really like doing that. Pastor Lon also asked, being a young married couple, what advice would you both give to other young unmarried couples as far as wedding preparations?
Wedding preparations. Get started early.
Not just that, but be very, very intentional about the kind of wedding that you want.
Yes.
Very intentional about, yes, I do want a big wedding, or no, I do not.
Correct.
And hold on to the reins if you don't want a big wedding.
There'll be a lot of people that don't get invited that you think, oh man, am I really gonna not invite them?
Yeah, well, it's hard. That's the thing, is that I understand why wedding planning is a job. It's a really wonderful job. Because trying to plan a wedding is very hard. There's so many details, and then you do have to decide basically like, yep, I'm gonna have a big one, or no, I'm not, because then you got to figure out how many people you're gonna invite, and are you gonna feed these people, and there's so much that goes into it. And if you really genuinely don't want a big wedding, it can just kind of snowball and get out of hand really quick. Now, I loved our wedding. That's nothing to say negative about that.
No, of course not. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, if I could do it over, I wouldn't do it any differently. It was wonderful. But it was a little stressful trying to plan, and it's just trying to conceptualize lots of details and trying to get them to all work out and hope it goes off without a hitch. But
buy and try the suits early. Ask me how I know.
yes, but we had so many people helping us. Thank you.
Yes.
Shout out to
doubt.
the Madlocks if you're watching this.
Yeah.
Thank you. We love you.
Yeah.
We're trying to kind of scan these questions, which are so many, and we want to be able to answer them all. This is a very interesting question. This is from Linda
Hostetter.
Hostetter.
I think that's what you
Maybe, but it has a LER on it. So I guess that's right. Does Austin have a relative that was a veterinarian many years ago?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Skeet Graddick, my grandfather.
Yeah, so
The reason why we are Georgia fans.
yeah, that's really
Went to vet school
interesting.
at Georgia.
Linda, if you're watching this, you have to comment on this video and let us know if you knew Skeet, because that's really
Absolutely.
cool. Okay, two more. We're gonna do two more. Steve and Ninus Homestead. If you were thank you for your question here. If you were given $1 million, what are your top 5 purchases? Lots of land to farm.
She wants to farm it. I want to hunt it.
Yes, both.
Yeah.
Probably lots of land.
Yeah, land.
I want a fancy food dehydrator.
Out of anything.
Yeah.
Out of anything you could buy.
I want a freeze dryer. Those are super expensive.
Let's see. More guns, more bows.
Yeah. Mainly just land and garden stuff and things like that. I definitely would think maybe I would want some kind of vintage vehicle, vintage truck or SUV. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that's just if I had $1 million to spend.
Yeah.
Mostly I just want the land and some farm animals.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're going to answer one more question here. This is from R. How did you know each of you was the one? I'm awfully young and afraid I'll choose wrong. I want to end on that question. I think that's a really good question. So many different people will tell you different things, and I think it is different for everyone.
Absolutely.
In the past, I kind of always thought, oh, like, how will I know when I meet the one? And I think being a spiritual person, I did a lot of praying, and I just tried to take it easy and take it step by step and not overcommit and not in my head be thinking, oh, am I going to... I just kind of tried to be almost pleasantly surprised every day, if that makes sense. And then 6 months went by, and then a year went by, and then 6 more months, and then another year, and 2 years later, I was kind of like, well, this is probably, I think this is the person I want to spend my life with.
Well, and I think we both knew from the beginning that there was definitely something there, you know, like, but I would say at a certain point you'll just know, and I know that's cliche to say, but there's really no other way to put it, is that, you know, you'll think, oh, is it right, is it wrong? But at a certain point, you'll have the feeling, oh yeah, this is right, you know. And
Yeah.
there's just so many different factors that go into that, though, you know.
There is. For me, one of the kind of main things, and this kind of happened almost subconsciously without me knowing, is I just kept thinking I want to spend more time with Austin, and
Yeah.
I would be at family get-togethers, or whether it was Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever, and I just think, this is nice, but like it's just something's missing. Austin's not here. I just had this like subconscious need to spend more time, and it's like I wanted Austin involved in everything. And if I was somewhere and he wasn't, I just felt sad, like almost a part of me was missing, or things weren't right. And also, we have everything in common. I know some people say opposites attract, and I'm sure that's true for some people, but for us, we are so much alike.
Yes.
That was a big deal for us, and we definitely had deal breakers, and I think everyone does.
Oh, yeah.
Of certain things, you're like, yeah, I just really got to have
Well,
this.
and that's the thing. You need to figure those out before
Pronto.
you ever even start thinking about that.
Yeah, you got to have not just deal breakers. What I really mean is just you when it comes down to it, your really strong
What's going to be
beliefs.
important to you?
Yeah, what's like you've got to have in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, of course, the biggest one for us, for both of each other, was, we're both Christians, and
Right.
we wouldn't want to marry someone who wasn't
Right.
a Christian, because that's just our beliefs,
Absolutely.
as well as lots of other things. But
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's just, you can tell, like when we met, instant connection, like she said, we're so much alike, and we could tell that right off the bat. And you're not going to know right away. It takes time.
Yeah.
And that's what I would say is take it slow.
That's what I was
Don't
gonna
get in
say.
a rush to do anything. Because you just can't know.
Mm-mm.
You can't know within a year's time, for example.
No, I don't think
I wouldn't
so.
say. Some people do.
Yeah.
But I would say give it time. If it's meant to work out, it will.
It will, and it's different for everybody. I mean, my grandparents were dated 2 months, and they were married 52 years.
That's not to say that doesn't happen. For sure.
It's different for every person, but I would definitely say take your time and think about it and pray about it and make sure that that's what you want to do, because
Absolutely.
marriage is very important. I mean, you're making the commitment before your friends and family and God say that that's the person you'll be with to the end, so you want to be sure about that.
Yeah. I would say if you have any doubt, then just slow it down.
Yeah. Well, we're going to get off here and put this little sleepy puppy to bed.
Yep.
Little lazy girl. But thank you so much for watching.